Tupperware is one of those objects that feels so ordinary it rarely earns analysis. It lives in cupboards, stacked inside itself, silent until needed. It has no moving parts, no electronics, no display. And yet, it permanently altered domestic routines in ways that are easy to miss. Before airtight plastic containers, food storage was fragile. Leftovers were a short-term compromise, not a reliable system. Food was placed in bowls covered with plates, wrapped in waxed paper, or stored in heavy glass containers that cracked, chipped, or failed to seal. Smells escaped, liquids leaked, stacks toppled. Most importantly, food required vigilance. You checked it. You worried about it. You remembered it, or forgot it entirely. The problem was not just spoilage, it was uncertainty. Tupperware emerged as a response to that uncertainty. Its central promise was simple. Once sealed, food would stay as expected for a predictable amount of time. Not indefinitely, not magically, just long enough to be useful. This promise reshaped behavior. People began cooking more than one meal at a time. Leftovers became normal rather than accidental. Portions could be divided. Ingredients could be prepared in advance. Planning no longer had to be precise because storage could absorb error. The design supports this flexibility. Tupperware containers are rarely sharp-edged or rigidly exact. They are forgiving. Lids flex slightly. Containers deform and recover. This elasticity allows for slight overfilling, imperfect alignment, and hurried sealing. That forgiveness is intentional. A storage system used daily cannot demand perfect execution. It must succeed even when attention is low. The sealing mechanism reflects this philosophy. You don't twist, you don't clamp, you press and feel. The seal provides tactile feedback. A dull pop or resistance confirms success. The user does not need to look closely or measure force. This interaction builds trust. Once you trust the seal, you stop thinking about it. You stack containers without fear. You place them in bags. You hand them to others. Food becomes mobile. Mobility is a key shift. Before reliable containers, food stayed close to where it was made. Transport introduced risk. Tupperware allowed food to travel, to work, school, gatherings, and back again, without ceremony. This mobility changed social behavior too. Sharing food became easier. Meals could be prepared ahead of time. Hosting became less stressful. Waste decreased, not because people became disciplined, but because systems supported reuse. Material choice mattered enormously. Plastic is lightweight, impact-resistant, and moldable into precise yet flexible shapes. It does not shatter. It tolerates drops. It stacks efficiently. It is also neutral. It does not carry the formality of glass or the disposability of paper. This neutrality aligns with Tupperware's role. It is not for presentation. It is for transition. Food between states. Fresh to leftover, cooked to reheated, planned to postponed. The container's shapes reinforce this transitional role. Rectangular forms maximize space. Rounded interiors simplify cleaning. Transparent or semi-transparent walls allow quick visual confirmation without opening. Again, attention is minimized. The moment of realization often comes when Tupperware is absent. You cover a bowl with foil. It leaks. You stack plates and they slide. You hesitate to transport food. Suddenly, small frictions return. Tasks take longer. Confidence drops. You realize the container was not holding food. It was holding certainty. That is the aha moment. Tupperware did not solve hunger. It solved the anxiety around leftovers. It made food predictable across time without requiring preservation techniques or planning rigor. This is invisible design doing domestic work. The object does not instruct you to waste less. It enables you to waste less by making reuse effortless. It does not tell you to plan meals. It tolerates poor planning. Its success lies in accommodating real human behavior rather than ideal behavior. The reason the design stabilized is simple. Any added complexity would slow use. Any reduced flexibility would cause failure. The container must seal quickly, clean easily, and disappear when not needed. That is why Tupperware rarely looks innovative. Innovation would interfere with trust. Invisible design often reaches a point where the best version is the one that stays familiar, where change would create doubt, where stability is the feature. Tupperware reached that point decades ago. It remains quietly present, absorbing small mistakes, extending usefulness, and turning leftovers into expectations rather than exceptions. And because it does this without asking for attention, it becomes something we stop seeing until it's gone.